Folks, welcome back to Oops All Tomb Raider. How are we doing? I wanted to give a quick little check-in here. Type 1 in the chat if you're having a great day, or as good of a day as I am. I'm spamming 1. I'm going to do it right now. Ready? And 1. I said it. I put it in the chat. I'm going to do it before all of you. Folks, we're jumping into the next run of our Tomb Raider Lao trilogy, Tomb Raider Legend. I hope that you're all excited for that. But I did want to let you know that GDQ, we do all kinds of stuff here on the channel. We do all kinds of stuff. We have all kinds of different shows throughout the entire week, and we want you to showcase your speedruns here on the channel. We want you to go and submit your speedruns. It could be any game that you want. Head on over to gdq.gg/hotfix. That's where you can check out the schedule of what we got coming up in the weekend, or you can submit games that you are passionate about. We have all kinds of different shows that we do here on the channel, and there are all kinds of different ways for you to get involved with GDQ. So definitely go over there. I want to see your game submissions, and hopefully we see you here on the channel, just like all of the runners that we've had during Oops. All right, without further ado, let's jump into it. It's Tomb Raider Legend with BryNu. BryNu, how are you?
Hello JJ, hello everyone, my name is BryNu. I'm a runner for Tomb Raider Legend Anniversary and Underworld, so specifically this trilogy. You guys saw Underworld right before. Now we're jumping back 2 games before that. That is the first game of the series. And I have JD with me. Hello JD.
Hello, thank you BryNu. My name is JD and I'm also running Tomb Raider Legend and also other game like Tomb Raider 5, Tomb Raider 4 and this kind of stuff. And I will try to help BryNu with commentating today.
Yes, so Underworld was pretty broken. We're going into an even more broken one, to be honest. It's pretty interesting. It will be a whole glitched route, and there's one main glitch that is really makes the game completely broken and makes it really short. And we're gonna get into that right now. So we're going to start a new game. The timing, when to start, is a little bit strange. So I'll just say when to start the time. We're going to go into this cutscene, and the run is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go.
So yeah, the run starts with the main glitch of the run, which is called the airwalk. How to perform an airwalk? It's simple. All you have to do is to jump and go on a ledge. Lara will perform an animation, and when you draw gun, the game will lock Lara into a state where she can run into the air. To maintain this glitch, all you have to do is to run and draw gun. Do not pull back gun or do not stop, or else she will fall. We can gain height with geometry of the level.
Nice, we'll get an airwalk here as well. But the idea is that we're going to, because the glitch is so easy, we are going to get this glitch, this airwalk thing, everywhere in the game. As long as you have a ledge and you have weapons, you can get the airwalk state and you can just fly across the map. Now, the thing is, you can't just go to the end of levels. That would be too easy. Fortunately, if you go just to the end of a level, into a straight line, all that happens is that, well, the area will not have collision, and you won't be able to interact with anything. You won't be able to actually finish the level. So what we have to do instead is load each next area and progress by following a specific route. Like this, for example, we're going to load this next area. It's going to skip a cutscene. Then we're going to go back out of bounds again. If I can do it properly, there we go. And then here's a little bit of a QT skip, like so, by loading the next area. Yeah, it actually went great. Okay, that's a good Bolivia. We're good to go. And the whole game is going to look like this just because of the airwalk glitch. Basically, every time you can go out of bounds, you're going to go out of bounds. And the goal is to load the next areas and try to go as fast as possible. That's the speedrunning.
Once again, hallways are but a humble suggestion here on GDQ.
Yeah, it's just something with this game. We don't care about the hallways. Let me do this tricky jump like this, skips an animation. And then there's the fight at the end of Bolivia, during which we're going to get an assault rifle, like so. Because we're going to need it for the next levels. You can jump to reload instantly. As soon as your clip is empty, instead of actually reloading, you just jump with your guns out and it reloads instantly. It's a little bit faster. That's Bolivia. We're going into Peru immediately. And Peru starts off with a left roll, which we didn't really mention, but basically, if you have like a wall like this, like some of the walls in this game, you can just do a left roll, and what it does is we call it a left roll zip. You get zipped up, and that's gonna let us finish Peru streets pretty fast. I'm going to kill this guy. The goal is to get a grenade, because we're going to use the grenade a little bit later. And now motorbike sections. It's time for the music part.
Yeah, the best music of the game. So yes, bike section are really hard section in the game. Not this one, but the next one we will get on the run is really hard. But simply what BryNu have to do is there will be enemy on this section, and you have to kill them in a certain way that they will spawn the next enemy much closer. The game works with portals, and if you kill a guy with portals, the next wave of enemy will spawn. So what BryNu have to do to kill an enemy really fast is he have to type on his mouse in a rhythm, so the guy can die quickly with a red circle and arrow. You will see.
Yeah, you'll see right there. I'm gonna shoot slightly slower. I'm not going to spam left click like this. If you spam left click, you see the shots go everywhere. So instead, what you do is you just time your shots. Like that is probably, I can't say for sure 100%, but it looks like it's just a mechanic of the game. If you pay attention to the red target when you shoot, the arrows on the outside get towards the middle. Every time it hits the middle is when you should shoot. It's like every time it reaches the middle, it means you're 100% accurate. So that's gonna allow us to kill those enemies pretty fast. And that's how the motorbike sections go, really. You have to go from point A to point B, kill everyone on the way. When everyone is dead, it loads the next area. So the general idea is to kill everyone as fast as possible. Except, not really. That's what we used to think years ago, especially for bike number 2. Sometimes, to put it really simply, it's better to either slow down your bike to kill certain enemies, or sometimes it's even better to wait before killing certain enemies so that the next enemies spawn closer. That's the simplest explanation I can come up with without making it too difficult. There's going to be a barrel in a few seconds, and this barrel is pretty good. This barrel is going to kill 4 enemies. And then there's going to be an example of what I was saying, killing certain enemies a little bit later. So there's 4 enemies right there. Actually 3, that's going to be complicated. I'm going to kill this first enemy a little bit later around this slope. And what it's going to do is spawn the very last enemy a little bit closer. It is this guy right here. I'm going to reload and make sure I kill him in time. There we go. And just because he spawned closer, what it does is you kill him earlier. And because you kill him earlier, you skip a loop. Because usually if you don't kill people quick enough, the area loops. And every time it loops, you lose 6 to 7 seconds. And that's going to be motorbike 1. We're going to go into a flashback section, going back in time. Lara when she was young. She will not have any guns, so it's going to make it difficult for airwalks, technically. Except we have flares during these flashback sections, which is going to allow us to actually get airwalks. They're a little bit different, and JD is going to be able to explain.
Yep, so here we go on the hardest level of the game. I mean, hardest skip ever. So what BryNu does is doing airwalk with flares, as you can see, but he managed to get another flare while rolling, because the specialty of this flare walk is that Lara can throw the flare by herself, making an end to the airwalk. So what BryNu does, he will at the center time at the end of his last roll, and is able to get another flare to chain flare.
You're not supposed to be able to chain flare airwalks. She chucks it away and then it's supposed to let go of the airwalk. You can with a very precise timing on the roll and on the flare. We're going to do it here as well, if it goes well. This is the hardest trick in the run. You can go directly to the exit of the flashback section, which is to the right, except it's blind because the camera is like fixed.
Hardest skip of the run.
Wait. Very good. Very
Pretty
Wow.
simple. Nice.
You cannot see anything just because of this camera. We'll just jump to make it. There we go. And now we're into Peru part number 2, which is what we like to call it in the speedrun, really. I'm going to left troll zip here to get out of bounds, and you can actually swim out of bounds here. Why we're doing this is because it is a little bit faster than doing it the normal way. There's a huge puzzle room in the water that we'll see a little bit later. Let me make sure I load this area. There we go. We're gonna go down. This huge room, usually you have to pull 4 things. It drains the water out of the room, and then you can progress. What you can do instead is go underneath the room by being out of bounds, like this. And because we're underneath the map, we can now go around the water current that is going through this hole in the wall. And if we go correctly at just the right angle, we should touch this checkpoint right here. And if we quit and resume, we spawn on the other side, just like that. Very good.
You just skip half the tomb.
Yeah. We don't even see tombs in this game.
It's the same story.
That's true.
Unaware of his royal blood, rises
Going
from
to
the
this
sea
next
Yeah, it's
boulder puzzle.
supposed to be 1 hour longer,
with his magical staff or sword.
and it's only 9 minutes on the run.
So here it's a little bit specific what we're going to do, but... Oh! Let me grab it.
Was in the way.
Let me see if I can do it. I'm going to shoot 8 times at this ball specifically. We want to get this left ball on the pressure plate first, though. But we want both boulders to reach their pressure plates together. But the left one first, because it gives us a fake cutscene right here, during which we can throw a grenade. That grenade can make the 3rd boulder come down. There we go. Whew. A little bit close, but it works. Two cutscenes to skip.
Sometimes there is this flyby you cannot skip. You have to wait.
And wait a little bit, and there we go. And now the way back. We're gonna have to backtrack, and there's gonna be enemies on the way, but you'll see that because of the airwalk, we can just skip most of them. We're not gonna be able to skip the very last ones. There is a fight at the end of Peru. We need to kill those to progress to the next level. But these guys, for example, we can just ignore. They're not in the way. They will actually move out of the way. A little bit of a tricky airwalk here if you do it correctly. Missed it, it's fine. We'll get the backup airwalk right here. As long as you have a ledge and guns, you can get airwalks anywhere. So it's fine. Get rid of the airwalk right there. And then another left roll zip. It's a little bit faster than climbing. And we're about to go into the final fight of this Peru section before jumping into Japan. Now, we are running at quite high FPS. There's not really any rules for like what FPS you should be running at. I'm running at 350 FPS. What it does sometimes is enemies will throw grenades, and because of the high FPS, they will just die on the spot. So if it happens, don't be surprised. There we go. There's one. This one on the ground just died because of his own grenade as well. Oh, there you go. Grapple this guy. Kill this guy, and then the very last enemy, we can left roll up there to kill him a little bit quicker.
You've still got an eye on him.
And you're gonna see we're gonna be just at the right spot
Get under the jeep. Someone
to kill this very last guy after this flyby. Right next to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, kick. And that's Peru for you. Let's go into Japan. What happens in Japan, JD?
Nice. Yeah, as you can see, Lara is now wearing a dress, so she can't have obvious weapon with her, such as assault rifle or grenade. A gun is underneath her dress, so you only have the gun to the next cutscene.
Yeah, we're gonna have
So
double
we'll
pistols.
have to get grenades.
Yeah, we're gonna have double
And
pistols in a few seconds because they're hidden underneath the dress. We do skip the lore and the story, so trying to explain it as best as I can, I guess. But
This game is hair physics though. Like what?
yeah, and it gets even worse if you have like even higher FPS. Like just know you have it easy right now in terms of hair physics. It could be even worse. The ponytail gets really long around 1000 FPS. And some things also change. The more FPS you get, the more damage you take to fire and gas, which is not really good. And also, she acts really weirdly around ledges and interacts very weirdly around like levers and things like that. So instead of going straight to the other roof, what we're going to do is just a little bit of a detour.
Top floor.
We're gonna go through this building.
It's going to require some creativity.
We have to go that much around because the rest of the building actually has collision. It is a little bit faster to go around like this because usually there's just a little bit of a flyby that plays. It's just a little bit faster by like a second. Now we're going to go into this next room, which is actually one of my favorite sequences if I can actually hit it. So let's see.
You'll see them when I do.
So there's a bunch of enemies in here which we're going to ignore. You can grapple this and then shoot at those rings. The monitor is going to come down and then you can do 2 gun jumps like so, skipping most of the climbing animations. I just did a back handspring through those double doors, by the way. When you do back handspring through doors in this game, and in Anniversary as well, by the way, Lara is kind of going through the doors, and that's why it's triggering the cutscenes. It's a little bit faster than opening the doors, because what happens when you open the doors is you have an animation for it, and you have to wait for the animation to finish. Now this climbing needs to be done kind of glitchless, but with some airwalks in the middle of the climbing, because it's just a very like straight wall, this building, so there's no way to gain height with airwalks, so we have to climb up the glitchless way. We'll get an airwalk right here though. Jump to this pole.
I'll try my best to keep my chin up, but I
Gonna do precise jumping out of these swinging bars to make sure she doesn't do extra swings. Perfect. And there are things you can interact with in this game. This chandelier thingy, whatever you want to call it, is also one. We're making sure we get a bit of ammo, a shotgun, and we also want 4 grenades because we're going to abuse those grenades with the grapple system that this game has to kill the boss that is at the end of Japan. Same thing here. You back handspring through the elevator. She goes through the elevator and triggers the elevator cutscene. What you would normally have to do is kill everyone in the room before you can even press the button for the elevator, so this saves a lot of time.
We've seen Lara do a lot this weekend, but traverse multiple buildings with no shoes on might be the hardest.
Yeah, this one defies all laws of gravity. You can't even talk about laws of gravity anymore. But basically, you spam the grapple, kind of, at a specific timing, and it stuns Takamoto forever. You can chuck grenades in between, and it just kills him really fast. Now we go into Ghana. Ghana is one of the biggest skips, isn't it, JD?
Yeah, the biggest games in I think the longest level in the game, or maybe Kazakhstan is even longer, but yeah, this level is about like 1 hour, 30 minutes because you have so many puzzles in the game, so many cutscenes, so many climbing sections, but BryNu skipped all of it by full damage cancel, which is what he done 10 seconds ago. What you do is when you jump, you switch a weapon and like use grapple, and the game will only register Lara's height when she grapples, so no damage. And with that, he skipped all the level and is already at the end.
Yeah, instead of doing all of Ghana, we just go to the end of it. We had to do what JD called a full damage cancel. Right before hitting the ground, you do switch weapon and then grapple, and it just negates all of your full damage. You don't even lose HP. We're gonna use that a few times actually. Yeah, it's a jaguar. And we actually use it to gain height, by the way. We use it to gain height, skip a climbing animation, and now comes Rutland. And Rutland is kind of similar to the previous boss, except this time there's not even going to be a grapple. We're just gonna chuck grenades, and he's gonna die instantly. Oops, let me get an airwalk right here. Why do any of the level when you can just go to the end of it? Now the end of it is right below us. We cannot go to it immediately. We're supposed to trigger a cutscene where the train leaves because otherwise the level is impossible to finish. To get the train to leave, we need to spawn some enemies first, and to spawn the enemies, we need to touch this ladder on this tower right here. This is another full damage cancel, by the way. Just before touching the ground, you do switch weapon grapple, and it just completely negates the full damage. And right here, oh, I messed it up, but it's fine.
And you probably just skipped at least 30 minutes of getting through this area, avoiding all kinds of people and doing puzzles and all that, right?
Yeah, basically. I mean, if you want a comparison, the glitchless and the glitched category, the difference is around 20 minutes. You would think it would be bigger, I guess, but it's pretty big already. A 20-minute difference between glitched and glitchless. And now we're going to motorbike number 2, which it's the same idea as motorbike number 1, as we explained. Some enemies will have to slow down or kill later to make sure the next enemies spawn closer. For example, these two, we want to make sure we kill the second one in time, so we're going to slow down just a little bit, and it's going to make the next two spawn closer.
Yeah, pretty tricky level. This is where most of the run in the leaderboards are, like time gap between them. Like you actually lose cycle, and a cycle is around 7 seconds longer, I think.
Yep.
So yeah, it's pretty damn rough if you fail. The average cycle you lost is about 3 or 4 for an average runner, but BryNu always managed to lose one.
Yeah,
It's pretty crazy.
yeah, with this route, we're going to lose only one cycle in theory, so around 7 to 10 seconds you can expect. But yeah, this motorbike section, when it comes to new runners, that is a bad thing. Like, new runners don't like the motorbike sections because it's a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge. You really have to put yourself into it to understand how the enemies work, how they spawn, why they spawn a certain way. It's a lot of work, so yeah, it's very discouraging for new runners, which is understandable. But right now we're going to try to showcase it as well as I can. It's going to be a bunch of slowing down, like I said.
You can actually use Indra's hook that is on Tom, speedrun.com.
Yeah, the tool. Yeah.
Category, and you can see portals, and you can learn where to kill enemy, how to kill them.
Yeah, there's portals. There's portals. When you go through them, it spawns enemies, and there's portals that when you go through them, it loads the next areas. It's a little bit complicated. So let's try to focus on these enemies. I'm going to take care of the Jeep first. Yeah, this is also the introduction of Jeeps, in case that wasn't obvious. We're gonna make sure I don't kill this guy too early. There we go. That's gonna spawn the next 3 closer.
Even with 500 hours I have on this game, I still don't manage to have a good
This guy.
section. So what you see is really, really, really good.
Nice, same thing here. I'm gonna slow down to kill this guy in time. It's looking really good. Actually gonna go to the right immediately, even though I don't need to. This barrel will not be useful. Now we have one bike remaining. I'm gonna slow down just a tiny bit to make sure I kill him in time. Oh, barely. There we go. 2 Jeeps. We have 5 Jeeps remaining. So these 2, and then 3 more. I make sure I slow down. There we go. As you can see, those 2 spawn very close because of that. And that's the last 3 of this motorbike section. Let's make sure we slow down enough. And that should be 1 cycle lost. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
very
it is
good.
1 cycle. Nice.
So if you want 0 cycle lost, you're kind of praying for a specific barrel to spawn that would kill 1 enemy in time and would actually save a cycle. We don't get it in this run, so we go for 1 cycle lost, which is, like I said, around 7 to 10 seconds. So it's gonna be fine. If it was like a wall record attempt or something, this would be really bad. Like, you kind of have to go for 0 cycle nowadays if you want a really good time. But for this event, this will be completely fine.
Yes, and now we are heading to laboratory, which will be the first time you will see a quick time event.
Yep.
Cannot skip it because it's at the beginning of the level, right after the loading screen. So I think it's the no, it's there will be 2 quick time events on the
Yes, there are 2. Like if you didn't know, this game is full of QTEs. This is the time period. This is like 2006. Games are full of quick time events. I know we didn't really get to see them because we skipped most of them. This is one that we cannot skip because it's right at the end of Motorbike 2. And if we had a way to skip motorbike sections, we would do it already. It would save 8 minutes. Like that is one of the reasons. That is one of the reasons Legend is the longest one out of the 3 from the trilogy. The motorbike sections. You add them all together, and it's around 8 minutes. So instead of using this path and a rope and some climbing, we're just going to go over the train, and we do have to go through the ventilation system. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a way around it, like out of bounds. Also, we did mention like the high FPS. You're going to see when I swan dive into slopes that this gives you kind of a boost forward, and it works the exact same way as the damage compared to FPS. Except here, it's just that the more FPS you have, the more downwards you will go on the slope after doing a swan dive into it. So we're capped at 350. We do get a bit of a boost, but it's not drastic.
Yeah, and IFPS doesn't mean like having good thing, some bad thing can happen, like gas and flame on the run. Lara will take so many damage because the damage she took by gas and flame are so fast because of IFPS that it can kill a run if you're low health.
Yeah, there was another case, by the way, right here of back springing through a door. It just opens it for you. Like normally you'd have to do just a little bit of a puzzle. You can skip the puzzle. You back spring into the door. It's really easy. And it just opens the door for you.
Yep.
Another airwalk here. Well, you're gonna see a demonstration of high FPS giving you more damage and gas. We're not gonna touch it for long, so it really doesn't matter. But right here, we're going to swan dive over, and you'll see the health in the top left go down really fast. That's because of high FPS. Yeah, like normally you would. It's advised to play this game casually around at around 60 FPS, not more, or 60 to 100. Like anything after that, anything higher than that is going to break the game, as you can see.
Yep. And now we are at the boss section of Kazakhstan, which is done glitchless. Unfortunately, there is no glitch to do in this room because you have to get the small pieces of Excalibur that is on the big machine thing. What Lara have to do is to pull lever, and those big blue coils have to be pushed by the machine in the middle, so it can free the pieces and we can get out of Kazakhstan.
Yep, this is the glitchless way because we have to. I'm gonna get attacked by the monster, which is not nice. Yeah, I couldn't even dodge it. So this is some other RNG part, another RNG thing that can happen. But you have to shoot at those coils, or whatever you want to call them. Gives you access to the piece of Excalibur in the middle. And then we go into England. Another big skip incoming.
Yeah, hardest level of the run, to be honest. Too many skip, one big skip, quick time events, a forklift to drive. Yeah.
There's lots of things in England, huh?
yeah,
we drive a forklift in the game. Did you know? There's a forklift. They put a forklift in
a lot of gameplay.
Lara is forklift certified. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
But England is the biggest skip. Yeah, England is the biggest skip for a reason. You're supposed to go through all of England, then fight a serpent. There's apparently a serpent in this game. I didn't know that. I only run this category. Instead of going for the serpent, what we're going to do is go. Like, what you're supposed to do is fight the serpent, and then you backtrack, because the end of the level is where you start the level. What we're going to do is go to the backtracking part immediately instead. That's very much left. Okay, works. A bit of a fall damage cancel on this ledge.
Too much left.
Yeah, but actually it works. We're good. So we're going to go out of bounds, and then right here there's just a little tricky loading of an area to do, which is really close to the spinning traps, as you can see. But we're good. And so this is the slope right here. This is where we should be on our way back.
Certainly hope so.
There's a checkpoint right behind this gate, which we can actually touch through the gate. And by quitting and resuming, it puts us behind the gate. It's perfect. We can pull this lever, and then now all we have to do is the way back and nothing else. Make sure I lose height right here. The goal is to be low enough to get out of bounds here. There we go. And then we're gonna load the next area right there. As usual, if you're unsure of what we do usually in this run, and that's also the same thing in Anniversary, if you're unsure of what's happening, usually you go out of bounds, you load the next area, and then you progress. A little bit of a jump. Stun this guy by shooting him. And before we go to Nepal, there's a little bit of another trick that we're going to do. We're going to charge up a grenade around this area. And if we throw it just at the right time, it's going to bounce off the stairs, land in between those two, and kill them in the process.
Brilliant.
Yeah, once again a level that is about 1 hour long in 2 minutes. And now we're on Nepal, which is the quickest level of the run in glitchless. And also almost in glitches. You will see a big skip after the plane, which is crazy.
Is it the shortest? Is that real? In glitchless?
Yeah, in glitches, I think, yeah, it's, yeah, I think.
Nah, possibly.
Maybe Ghana is for...
Yeah, Ghana might also be faster.
Ghana might be
Just
first,
like in
but,
glitch,
yeah.
actually. A bunch of climbing that we had to do, except we do the climbing with airwalking. Now, same idea. We can't go to the end immediately, so we're gonna need to drop down about right there. And of course, it's a long fall, so we're going to do a fall damage cancel. There we go.
That's
The
nice.
reason we fall down there is to load the next area, so that we can then progress. Gain a little bit of height here, then some more height right there.
That's how games were made back in these days, with big section to gain performance. But it helped us breaking the game, so it's cool.
We're gonna stay out of bounds and still load the next area like this by going inside the wall. This area doesn't look like it's loaded, but look, boom, it just spawned in, so we're good. And then the monastery section, which is next. It's a little bit weird. We're going to do a very stylish airwalk. First of all, we're going to use the grapple, jump out of it, and get an airwalk out of the jump. Here, this is a jump float. Really strange to explain. It's some kind of weird slope. You just jump into it, and instead of jumping to your death, it just pushes you back up. So it lets us go inside the monastery. And that's going to be Nepal. We didn't even get to say anything that Nepal is going to be done. This is going to be the last level,
Yep.
which is the final fight incoming, which is the most RNG one and, oh god, the most annoying one. This one is a big run killer because it's very much RNG, especially because of phase 2. This is phase 1 right here. You have to kill everyone. We got the Excalibur sword, so we can kill everyone very quickly, as you can see. We're gonna try to kill everyone as fast as possible.
Laura's a wizard now.
Lara Crafts.
Yeah. I was gonna forget to explain that. Yeah, we have a different weapon right here. I don't know if you realized, but yeah, that's phase 1. Phase 2 is the monster, and the RNG part is him behaving or not, so that you can actually get a first hit on him. After you get a first hit, your goal is to manage to combo him in a row. That's a bad attack.
She's not phased by anything. Giant, scary shadow creature. Nah, no phase. Let's just, use our laser sword.
Nah, she's like that. She's always been like that in all the games, to be honest.
Yep.
But yeah, if you manage to get the first shot, your goal is to time your shots correctly, like this, so that he gets stunned indefinitely.
Nice.
There we go, and we'll do it one more time. Get ready to stop timer, it's gonna be soon. It's gonna go down one more time after... Oh, that's mean. That was a fast attack. Yeah, kind of unavoidable, but that should be 2 more hits. 1 more, there we go, he's gonna go down, and that's going to be time.
GG.
GG.
Tomb Raider Legend, there you go.
Absolutely incredible. BryNu, thank you so much for showcasing this. It was incredible to have you go through this run and showcase
You're welcome.
the second part of the actually wait, is it the first part of the Lao trilogy?
This is
In
the first game of
order?
Yep. It's the second part technically, chronologically, but it's the first game of the series.
Yes. Well, thank you once again for showcasing this. BryNu, why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about what you do on your show, where they can find you, and what's coming up?
Well, you can find me on twitch.tv/BryNu. I do streams sometimes, not really too much these days, to be honest. But if I get motivated again, you could maybe expect me to do Shadow of the Tomb Raider next. I'm mostly an LAU runner, so Legend Anniversary Underworld, but I've done 2013 before, and I'm thinking about doing Shadow eventually, so I guess expect that. You can also check my YouTube, youtube.com/BryNu, where I upload runs of ILs, individual levels, and full runs in there. And that's pretty much it.
Fantastic. Well, you did incredible. So again, thank you so much, folks. Please go and follow BryNu. You can hover over the title of the stream. You can see their name and hit that follow button. Jaylee, thank you so much for doing commentary. Where can they find you? Do you have any shout outs?
You can follow me on rajeli.tv, and I try now to get back my world record on 25 glitches remastered. So you will see me like try out on stream, and I have shout outs to people that helped me not being stressed tonight, which is Beskillers, Cheddar, Sahon, Team Ahmed, Ori, Troll Corset. Thank you all. Thank you, Jiggy. Thank you, BryNu, for inviting me, commentating your run.
No problem.
You did incredible. All right, folks, we're going to take a short break, but when we return, we're jumping into Tomb Raider Anniversary. So stick around. Don't go anywhere.
You